How's it going, YouTube? Heavyweight boxer TJ.Braddock here, and we are back with round 2 of Sam O Nella Academy. Today, we are going to react into banned and controversial foods. Link to the original video will be in the description below. And with all that said, let's box. Today's episode, banned and controversial foods.
Hey Majors, so I'd like to start off with a little biology lesson. When a species finds itself living on an island, it can start to evolve in strange ways based on the different pressures applied by the new environment. This is called island syndrome, and while it can manifest in a lot of ways, the biggest driving force is often a lack of predators. For example, the dodo lost its ability to fly since there was nothing to flee from. The saint-killed field mouse got twice as big since it no longer had to hide. And with no one around to bully them, the Sardinians started putting maggots in their cheese. Meet Kazumartsu, literal translation, rotten cheese.
Kazumartsu. Rotten cheese. Yeah.
It's made by taking a perfectly good wheel of pecorino and letting a special type of
A cheese fly, to be specific.
fly lay eggs in it. The fly babies then work to partially digest the cheese, rendering it goopy and wet and maybe quite tasty and worm-filled. Now, cheese as a concept is already quite suspect. It's clotted milk that you fill with bacteria and mold and let sit for a while. But cheese is safe and delicious. Cheese is my friend. I trust cheese. So
Yeah, I mean, I like cheese too. My personal favorites of cheese would be Havarti, provolone, and pepper jack cheese. Yeah, I mean, those are like my 3 favorite kinds of cheeses. Comment down below on what's your favorite cheese. But I'm thinking about like giving this cheese a pass. Let's continue on with Sam.
my guard would be down around Kazumartsu. I've learned to look past a cheese's childhood. Strange upbringings are what give them their character. But it turns out, those maggots are still alive. And if you don't chew well enough, they can cause enteric myiasis, which is a fancy term for fly larvae living in your intestines. Symptoms are similar to food poisoning, except with the added psychic pain of knowing that, again, your bowels are full of squiggly new friends. It's for this reason that Kazumartsu is banned in the EU and elsewhere. A black market still exists, which is wild, and it's not a small one. In 2019, the illicit Kazumartsu trade was estimated to be worth 2 to 3 million euros annually.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I imagine it'd be hell expensive because, I mean, how much is a wheel of pecorino? I mean, what is it, like a couple hundred, maybe thousands for one average size cheese wheel?
Personally, I would just do it prohibition style, like definitely don't put these fly eggs on this sumptuous wheel of pecorino. But if you do, you absolutely shouldn't keep it warm and damp for a week. But although it's traditional to leave the larvae alive when you eat your mag and cheese, some
that's a good one.
consumers still prefer them dead, shockingly. In that case, one puts the cheese in a sealed bag, and when the maggots run out of oxygen, they writhe around and fling themselves all over the place. This is heard as a distinct pitter-patter against the walls of the bag, and when the sound stops, the contents are ready to eat, like popcorn.
I mean, disturbing analogy, but unfortunately true, because I also like popcorn, and that's how popcorn is usually dedicated on when it was finished. But yeah, I mean, I'm still swiping left on whether or not I want to eat this cheese, because yeah, I mean, I can deal with it. I can deal with maggots, not having maggots in my cheese, alive or dead. Let's continue on, shall we?
Shark fin soup is one most of us have heard about already,
Shark
mostly
fin
in reference
soup.
to its effect on shark populations and the wastefulness that goes into making it. Until recently, though, I never looked into the nature of the dish itself. I figured, right, the fins are just the only part of the shark worth eating. Big whoop, it's probably not much different from, like, swordfish. Apparently, though, I had
Yeah.
it backwards. Shark fins aren't even meat. They're made almost entirely of cartilage and collagen. They are the last part we should be eating. That's why it's only made into soup, because without being soaked in broth, it has zero flavor or nutritional value on its own.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine just cartilage would be like tasteless.
Their only redeeming quality is their unique mouthfeel due to how stringily the collagen grows, in structures called ceratotrichia. The texture has been described as somewhere between chewy and crunchy, which I find describes most things, actually. Other adjectives present on Wikipedia include snappy, gelatinous, and sinewy. The exact sensation of eating this substance remains a mystery to me, and the unintended side effect of all this research is that I now really want to try it. Like, it's a big trade. I've got to be the one that's wrong. There is imitation shark fin soup
I'd still
available, but
give
I've already
shark fin
decided
soup
that
a
it's not nearly
pass.
as good. So I've come up with a compromise to this controversy. Everyone on Earth gets just one bite. Say there's 10 bites to a fin, 4 fins to a shark, 200 million sharks die, sure, a necessary casualty, but then we can end the practice forever. All done. You can finally rest, Mr.
Yeah.
Me. Come here, baby. Aw. Aki. What? Aki. Where?
Ak.
Aki. The aki is a fruit originally from West Africa, which is most commonly
Yeah.
associated with Jamaican cuisine, where it appears in such dishes as aki and saltfish. These alien kidneys here are called the arils, and they're the only part of the fruit that's actually eaten.
Yeah.
The flavor is on the savory side, being described as kind of nutty or bean-like.
Wow,
What
it
makes
does
the
look
aki
like
controversial,
kidneys.
though, is the effects it can cause when prepared improperly. If the arils are allowed to completely ripen, they're harmless, but if you eat them too early, or don't thoroughly clean off all the non-aril stuff, they can cause Jamaican vomiting sickness. This disease doesn't sound real, it sounds like it belongs next to Eastern sweats and Tangerian bone grindings, but that's actually an official term, and
Jamaican vomiting sickness, also known as toxic hypoglycemic syndrome or THS, acute Aggie fruit intoxication or Aggie poisoning, is an acute illness caused by the toxin hypoglycin A and hypoglycin B, which are present in the fruit of the Aggie tree. While in fully ripened arils, hypoglycin A is at levels that are less than 0.1 ppm. In unripe arils, it can be over 1000 ppm. Can cause vomiting and even death. Some countries in the Caribbean and West Africa experience frequent cases. Yikes. Yeah, wow. Yikes.
as for symptoms, it does what it says on the tin. Plus maybe death. While ackee-based products aren't outright illegal in the United States, they are very tightly regulated, and the raw fruit itself cannot be imported. So if
thank
you're American
goodness.
and want to try it, your options are fully cooked canned ackee or going to Florida where a few people grow it domestically. Next we have bird's nest soup. This is another one that I've vaguely heard of, and for years I just assumed the name was a playful metaphor like ants on a log or shit on a shingle.
It certainly does sound like a fun food analogy.
Turns out, nope, this dish contains an actual bird nest. Not like a pile of twigs like I was picturing, but rather a specific type of nest only made by certain species of swiftlets. These nests are mostly made out of mucins, which are a set of proteins that, among other things, serve to thicken all those wonderful secretions our bodies make. There's a little bit in human saliva, a little bit more in mucus, and in swiftlet saliva, look out, pal. So all the swiftlet does is it finds a nice wall, starts laying out fat strings of slobber, which dry, and eventually she's got a nice place to roost.
So this bird is basically just stuck to a bird's over and over until it forms like a solidified ledge on a wall. Why in the hell would people want to eat something like that? That's just gross.
That is, right up until some gourmand says,
Today I crave bird spit. You can keep the eggs though.
and they then reconstitute it back into its
Oh,
original
God.
gelatinous texture. Unfortunately, these nests can't enter the US since, believe it or not, eating bird saliva is a great way to catch bird flu. And
Yeah. Yeah, to those who are like that morbidly curious, I mean, no crap, Sherlock. Yeah, I mean, that's just gross.
now the time has come to speak of the ortolan. The ortolan is a kind of bunting, which is a sort of passerine, which is a type of bird. They're birds. Like many animals, they have a long history of being eaten by the French. But what separates the ortolan from your average squab or pheasant is the unique way in which it is prepared and eaten. They're typically caught with nets and kept in the dark, which causes them to overeat for some reason. Once it's about twice as fat, the entire bird is then thrown into a container of brandy, alive, and sealed in. While this serves to marinate the creature, it also drowns in the process, thereby killing one bird with no stones. The ortolan is then roasted, plucked, and presented whole to the consumer, who inserts the carcass into their mouth feet first. As they chew, one hand continues holding the bird's head, while the other picks out the larger bones. This whole ritual is usually performed with a towel or large napkin over one's head. There's a few explanations for the purpose of the towel. Some say it's just there to keep the aromas in, while others say it's there to, quote, shield from God's eyes the shame of such a decadent and disgraceful act.
Well, I mean, I don't really have anything to say on this. I mean, I haven't even heard. I mean, I've vaguely heard of this as well. I mean, I think there was like an American Dad episode where Roger like had something similar, only done a bit more. How am I gonna describe it? Like forcefully. Let's continue on.
Yeah, this one I'm okay with not trying, actually. Notable
Me
fans
too,
of this
Sam.
dish include, not joking, Bill Cosby and the guy who invented the lobotomy. To be part of that social club. Our mission is to eat birds whole and then make
Ooh.
people not remember things. Killing ortolans was banned across the EU in 2007, not for any ethical reason, but because French people did this so much that the entire ortolan population was threatened. Thankfully, as of 2018, their conservation status is under least concern, so hopefully the French can get back to it soon. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Till next time, I'm Sam O Nella, and thank you for watching.
Well, that was banned and controversial foods by Sam O Nella. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with giving a hard pass on any of these foods. Thank you. I'll just stick with some like frozen pre-made food that you can stick in the microwave. In any case, thanks for watching, YouTube, and I'll see you all next time. See ya. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Live good, the animal.